Okay, on to the next project. So we've been working on this drainage ditch on the other side of the house for a while, and that was very close. We didn't really get too far. I don't really need this on. Brent was very busy the last day or so. I went to work yesterday, and while I was away, he brought all his topsoil over here. Weeks ago, we showed you what we did with our front lawn, our dry creek bed and rock garden and that sort of thing. Needs weeding again. I couldn't finish our yard work last week because we had a wicked storm come through here. Thunder, lightning, torrential downpour, and wind like I've never seen before. We're just going to show you what else we've been up to since we completed the dry creek bed and all the things in the front yard. Okay, on to the next project. So we've been working on this drainage ditch on the other side of the house for a while, and we didn't really get too far. And the water was sitting in one spot. So yesterday when Aaron was here, he, with his machine, digging out the spot for the carport. Looks to me like it's sloping the wrong way, but apparently it's level. Anyways, so he dug this out for us, and you can see that there is water sitting in this ditch. So this is what we were contending with. This water would come to the surface, and we had a big boggy mess here. So anyways, it's going to go all the way down here, and then we've got our seepage field over on the other side of the logs. And so we asked him to stop here, and that way we would just dig that out ourselves. So more digging, yay. We're also, he left his leveling laser tool thingy. I don't know the name of it. So we're gonna make sure that our grade is going down towards this stream, which is what we've been trying to do for the last few months. Anyway, so we got to dig all that out again, and I have to rebuild our fire pit because we moved all the rocks, and there's a rock there, and I'm like, how the heck did I get that there? I must have had help. Anyways, I'm gonna carry on with this, and Brent will be home. I'm gonna deal with the fire pit, I think, first. Move some of this dirt over there. So some of the topsoil that they dug out from the carport pit is we're going to use to level off this land here. We've got lumps and bumps, and I brought one wheelbarrow load over. Way overloaded it. Yeah, that was not smart. Anyway, so I'm going to keep plugging away while the weather is nice. We're supposed to get a little bit of rain tomorrow, I think. It doesn't look like very much, but yeah, we might get some. And if it's anything like the other day, Brent was outside working with Aaron, and the wind picked up. I was working at the golf course in the office, and I looked out the window and went, wow, just a little blustery out there. And Brent said it actually snowed. So the sky was pretty gray. So yeah, nothing stayed on the ground, but... And then here we are a day or so later, and we're up to 15 degrees Celsius outside. Wait 5 minutes and the weather will change. Hey, gotta get to work. Oh, I don't really need this on. Brent was very busy the last day or so. I went to work yesterday, and while I was away, he brought all his topsoil over here, which I'm going to rake out and pick out some of the rocks. And the other thing that happened yesterday is he borrowed the neighbor's tractor. He put the pipe in there, drainage pipe, and filled up the rocks. There's a few spots that he didn't get enough material in for the with the tractor, so I'm going to do some wheelbarrow work. The other thing I want to do today is, now that we know nothing else will be driving through the side by the side of the house, is I bought these stepping stones. Oh golly, back in 2023. Oh, he's got the weed eater out. Yes, Brent needs to do some weeding out down front for me. He bought a gas weed eater and it's too awkward for me. Anyways, that's his job. Oh, he's got a water bottle down there. So I'm going to put these stepping stones. I've got a couple that are square. Nope, rectangular. And the other ones have some shape to them. And I'm just going to put them in a row. And I'm going to get the measuring tape out and space them. And then backfill with some gravel. So, time for me to get to work.
Okay, just a little update here. Just thought I'd show you the backyard here, what it looks like so far. Like, I've got a travel trailer here, and then Blondie's over here, and this is where the carport will sit, the RV carport. It's a 21 foot wide hole. The entire footprint of the the strip footings will be, I believe, 17.9. So from outside to outside, it'll be 16 foot to 16. The railings will sit in the center of each strip footing, and they will be 16 feet apart, if that makes it any better. So we're just using it for car parking right now. And then got some logs here that my boss had, I guess, Fortis had taken down some trees on her property and she wanted to get rid of them. So she offered them up to anyone who could take them. So I've grabbed a couple loads so far. I'm going back for more. And then I just thought I'd show you how things are turning out here. Miriam's done a great job over on this side here. I moved all the dirt over from the other side of the cabin that we dug out of the pit for the RV carport. The top, I guess, foot or so was black soil, so we used most of that. There were a fair amount of rocks, and she's actually made a bit of a berm on the side of the drainage ditch here. This white drain rock is drainage ditch. I've got a big O 4-inch drainage tube in there, and that'll run out and meet up with Stan and his wife's drainage. So they actually brought their ditch over, I think, about 1.5 feet or 2 feet, and he was happy with that because now he could back his boat in a little bit easier, because he's clipped the corner of his shed once, and that's not good. So we've got a bit of a burn pile back here. Any rocks or lumps of clay and stuff like that, we just throw back there for now. And then stump remains and stuff like that, so we'll take care of that in time. Then I've got the wood shed here. This is all chopped wood. The stuff on the back is, well, rounds, of course. And then yeah, this looks really good. This is where we will park any visitor RVs. That's where Blondie lived for a better part of 2 years when we were working on the property. Whenever we came up, that's where she stayed. Then we got the fire pit, of course. So Miriam's got a walkway she's done a really great job on, with the pavers in the middle of it. And then I'll just go up onto the deck here and show you her lazy river. I think it turned out pretty good. And there's a lot of big boulders down there, like a couple 100-pounders. So they were able to be moved once, and that's where they stay. This pile of logs, I will be getting rid of it eventually, but it's going to be a long process since it's all rotten. Can't use it for anything. Can't really burn it because it might be toxic. Since it's been sitting for so long, there's probably some sort of mold spores, or I don't know. bad stuff in it. But all in due time. And then eventually I want to have the U-shaped driveway coming around here and then going out just to the right of that power box. Just have to put a culvert in, and I think it's going to turn out awesome in time. It's a long process, but it's well worth it. Kootenai life. You can see the birds are all up and awake. We're sitting just after 7:30 in the morning. Some high cloud. You can hear the greenskeepers working on the golf course. And then straight through this little stand of trees, if they top that by about 20 feet, we might be able to see the Kootenai Glacier, or Kokanee Glacier. But it's not a big deal. It's a great place to live. Just loving Kootenai life.
If I look tired, yes I am. I've been working at the golf resort here, and just for the summer. It's not difficult work. I had to be there at 6 a.m. this morning, so, and I'm really bad at getting to bed at times. So anyways, that aside, and then last night I spent a whole bunch of time doing some work outside. And once I got started, it's just forgetting when to stop. Anyway, so I'm pretty much done. Except for the dogs had the zoomies in where I was doing. So I've been raking area beside the house. Brent was able to get some a deal on some topsoil bags, which Wrigley's going to eat now. Wrigley, get out of it. So I'm going to rake that around, and I want to keep these rocks exposed. It's just part of the character of the area that we live in. That's not for you to eat. That's for the ground. Hey, stop. We're going to pick up some seed tomorrow and then spread that around, and hopefully very soon we will have something that resembles a lawn. If the deer don't eat all the seed. So I haven't seen too much of them lately, except for early in the morning. And they seem to be grazing on the grass, so hopefully they don't tend to come on the side lawn that close to the house. So we'll have to see how this all goes. Well, we've been busy today. We have rearranged our backyard a little bit here in between rainstorms over the last couple of days. And yeah, we got a really great light show and lots of noise and thunder and lightning. But yeah, today we set up this little shed. Just trying to get this yard sort of in order so it's functional for us. So we picked up this little shed. Good place for the lawnmower. It sure beats me trying to drag it in and out of the cargo trailer. I guess that drops a little bit much, and I don't want to tweak my back. Anyway, so I moved the Christmas decorations out of Cooter so they're easily accessible, and the Halloween decorations and our recycling. So we'll use this as that sort of thing. We're going to be using Cooter pretty soon to, our cargo trailer Cooter, pretty soon to bring the RV shed. So there's still a lot of stuff in here, but it's mostly empty storage bins, some coolers, of course the beer fridge, and the kennel that I don't want to get rid of. Because, you know, when Wrigley decides that she's done their time on the earth, we'll probably get another puppy. And we'll have to crate them. Him. Her. Probably a her. We're still missing some things, though. They were like, what the heck? Where did we put that? Anyways, it's a mystery and will remain a mystery until we find it again. Anyways, so we'll carry on with yard improvements, and one of these days it'll be a fully functioning yard and we won't have to think so much about it and work so hard, and we can just live. Yay! So after raking out all the rocks and waiting very patiently, we have grass here. So Blondie's still parked over beside the house, and we've got some luscious green grass. So one of our last projects when we finished the carport, or maybe while we're working on the carport, is building the new cover for the heat pump. Anyway, so this is what we've done with our side lawn. We unfortunately spilled some of the grass seed when we were spreading it out over here on here. I can't seem to get ahead of these, also the thistles that are growing here. I've gotten a few of them, but run them over with the lawnmower, and then whatever I can, when I see them tall enough, I can grab them. And I've got a little shovel, and I've been getting down in there and pulling them out. Recently, we built this, moved some of our strawberry plant, which I'm going to fill up this other bin down here, the pink one, and we made ourselves a little enclosure so the deer don't eat our plants. I think this cucumber plant needs, I transplanted it. I had it in the bin beside the tomatoes. But there are little cucumbers on there. So, and we've got some tomatoes going on here. They're still quite green. They're a little crowded in there. They got really big. Anyways, so we have our woodshed here, which we repurposed our little tent that we had down in the RV park. The top of it was leaking a little after a few years, so we threw a green tarp over there just to make sure no moisture was getting in there. It's pretty full of lumber. Oh, there's my cutting shears. Keep misplacing them. Wonder if there's a rake in there too. I misplaced a rake. So we have, Brent just pulled off all the tarps from the wood because we had some, like I mentioned, we had some rain. It's been a little bit of a wet tail end of July here. So we got just some scraps of wood that we're going to be burning. This eventually we will be chopping up a little bit smaller for the fireplace this winter. We covered up the fire pit with some scraps of wood just because so the stuff inside wouldn't get totally soaked. We've got our trench, and I kind of built a berm. It's a little, see, this is what I mean by these thistles. They're all over the place. The bane of my existence. Anyways, so that's our seepage field back there. I've been mowing it, and the deer rather enjoy the grass. Our grass clippings are getting a little bit, the pile's getting a little big. Anyways, and we got this little shed that we acquired, and that's where things like the lawnmower. So Cooter's where, because we just brought home all the parts for our shed, which is our next project. So Cooter's gonna go back over here beside the shed, kind of on an angle, and then all that stuff that's sitting on the pallets back there has to go back into Cooter. So there's our freezer and Brent's beer fridge and all that kind of stuff. And then we found a better place for our inflatable boat. And so the yard is really starting to shape up. And yeah, we got a whole bunch more wood here that needs to be chopped. Our neighbor has a wood splitter. This is part of Brent's, he acquired, got a lead on some firewood that he could go get. He had to chop it all up, mind you. Yeah, somebody had dropped down a whole bunch of trees, and the elderly person did not know what to do with it. So, but I'm very pleased with our lawn. It's going to be a great place for when the grandkids come, they can play, and we can gather around the fire pit if there's no fire ban. Currently, we're still allowed to burn small fires, and yeah, so things are looking up. It's still a little bit of a work in progress. We got little tweaks here and there, but I'm pretty happy with the way things are looking. So that's all I wanted to share with you this week. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. Bye-bye for now. Anyways, so we're just gonna show you what else we've been doing. Beats me trying to drag it in and out of such. In and out.